What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So we're going to show you after the oil change. We're going to talk a little bit about oil. Plus I got to take these seat covers off and wash them. So you see the mileage and all, 75%. Two ways you can do it. You can do it through this steering thing here, or you can press on the gas pedal 3 times and watch. And there you go, 100%. There's the mileage. The last time I did this was 70 or 68 something. Yeah, so it's at 100% now. I'm not going to do a startup or nothing because I'm not going anywhere. I'll do a cold start in the morning. I'll take the headband off for now. So everybody, I've seen on other videos people talking about just change the filter, don't worry about the oil. Not a good idea. All oil is the same. That's not true necessarily. Yes, you want the right viscosity. This is OW20. The previous generation, I think, took 530. The GMT 900s. I don't know what. I think it still takes OW20. The TR1X platform after the K2XX. But I think the GMT 800s and 900s took 5W30. Back in the 90s, only took 10W30. Most everything. You can run 5W20 in these. I think it's not a problem when it's hot out. But I wouldn't go like 530 or 1030. You can if you want. It's your vehicle. I choose Amsoil again. Royal Purple is good for it too. But these do sometimes have low speed pre-ignition, and Amsoil, Royal Purple, other oils are formulated specifically to deal with that issue. Not all of them are. I don't really have much of a problem with this one with it, but you never know. You want to make sure and do your research before you choose your oil. You want to make sure which viscosities are compatible, especially on these because of the lifter issues they've had over the years. Apparently they got worse with the DFM, which I can't imagine. You go from a truck that shuts off 4 cylinders on an 8-cylinder engine to now a truck that can shut down in certain instances. Don't argue with me, it's true. It might be just for a few seconds, but that can be all it takes to 1 cylinder. It has 17 different pattern configurations with the dynamic fuel management, which is insane. All the problems you had on the GMT 900, the problems you had on the 14 especially, K2XX, with just shutting half the cylinders off, and you're going to go to a new platform and call it dynamic. It's dynamically stupid. Sorry, GM. I love GM. Been a fan. Never, knock on leather, have had one break down on me completely or blow up. But that's mostly because I do my preventative stuff. I check for axle leaks. I got to wash underneath this because I spilled some oil. It got on the axle, some grease dropped off. My grease gun and dropped off. I got to clean that crap off. It's been raining, so I haven't had a chance to do that. But I will pressure wash it. It'll get cleaned off, and yeah, it'll be like nothing was there. Plus, I have a tip on how to keep your seals that you can't grease or lubricate necessarily lubricated and keep them from cracking and dry rotting or failing, unless, you know, something rips it. If something rips it, there's nothing you can do, you know. But all a filter does is catch the contaminants and debris. It doesn't clean the oil. It's not like it sits in there and has scrubbers that scrub the oil and keep it clean and filter it back out nice and good. It just keeps debris and all. When oil starts When you open the seal on the oil bottle, no matter if it's Amsoil, if it's Royal Purple, Pennzoil, Mobil 1, whatever, Schaefer's, whatever brand you want to throw out there. When you break that seal on the bottle, it's sealed in the manufacturing facility. The bottle's sealed. If you keep it in a controlled environment like I do, it's good for probably about a year or so, as long as it stays sealed. If you break that seal, the clock's ticking. The clock's ticking. Okay? And once you pour it in the engine with extreme heat, extreme cold, driving conditions, dusty, rainy, wet, whatever, high humidity, whatever you want to throw out there, it's beating that oil up as soon as you start the engine and the ignition process starts and the engine warms up, heats up, then cools down, and heats up, then cools down. It's baking the oil, and then it's getting cold again. It's baking the oil. It's just, that's what even Amsoil, okay? I know people, I don't know why, they'll go 2 or 3 years without changing it. I don't have 25,000 miles. Read the bottle. It says, or up to a year, whichever comes first. Okay, just like people's warranty. I got 5 years or 60,000 miles. Whichever comes first. Because I've seen people, I've been at the dealer when I was getting warranty work done years ago on this, or my wife's, or a recall on hers. Haven't had a recall on this yet. Had a couple TSBs. Of course, are not covered. Both minor, but still. And somebody come in there and they were heckling the service advisor, yelling at them insanely, looking like a nut job, saying, I'm not at 60,000 miles, but you're at 5 years and 2 months. Yeah, but I'm not at 60,000 miles. Hey, dummy, 5 years or 60,000 miles, whichever comes first. Your 5 years came first. Just like these things have injector problems. Haven't had an issue with them yet. No code specific to injectors, nothing stored. Check that once a year to see if any codes are stored. Because you can have codes stored. The engine control module goes through cycles and cycles and cycles and cycles. You can have something pop up and it be nothing. And it never fires off a check engine light or anything, because it just might detect a problem for a second. Just an abnormal thing that just happens. And it didn't detect it right. You never know. There's so many sensors and modules, and they're all communicating with each other on these vehicles. The new ones are even more complex and more modules that I've heard of. I haven't gotten under the hood of a Trail Boss or anything yet. I would love to. On the next generation, they have a lot of improvements, but they have a lot of more headaches too. It's got 10-year, 150,000 mile extended coverage on the injectors. So I've got, I think, 3.5 more years left. And I've got 77,000 miles left. So whichever one comes first, that's it. So if I have a problem, I'm going to get it taken care of. If I have any code related to injectors, I'm going to go ahead and get them replaced, because it's a known problem. Haven't yet. My fuel mileage is staying steady. I've got exhaust leaks that I've got to, on the damn manifold on this thing. Both of them. Left side's worse than the right. I've got to get new manifolds. I just haven't figured out which ones yet. They're not, yeah, they're bad enough. Which has brought me down to 15.5, 16 instead of 18 around town, 17. Which around town really isn't around town for me, but still. Once I get that fixed, that shouldn't be a problem. I'll show you how a couple ways to check for exhaust leaks. Another video, depending on the weather. But on any vehicle, I wouldn't go 3,000 to 5,000 is my limit, especially with OW20, even 5W20, 5W30, 3 to 5,000. I know, it's a waste of money. That's what you think. But these engines, they don't like dirty oil. They've come to find that out. All the studies they've done and all the concerns they've had, that's the biggest concern. Because GM and dealers were saying, hey, you can go 7,000 to 10,000 miles. When in reality, you can't. On OW25, W30. It's different with diesels. People want to try to compare diesels. Diesels, this thing runs off a timing chain and a camshaft. The diesels run off a gear-driven system. The 6.6 Duramax, the 3-liter apparently has a timing chain. I don't know why it wouldn't be gear-driven. So it's highly unlikely something's going to go wrong and break in the gear drive. If it does, it's going to be catastrophic. It's going to freak a lot of shit up. But 15W40 is a lot heavier weight oil than OW20 5W30. I've had 2 Duramaxes, and I'd love to get another one if this channel does well. I want another Duramax. I love the diesels. Always have, always will. I love trucks in general. Diesels hold a special place to me. But can't afford one right now, so it ain't happening. And the used market's nuts. Should have kept my last one, but it is what it is. I love this truck. It's been great to me. But I like to have a project truck, especially a diesel. So that's why I need you guys to subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff, notifications. Because once I hit 100, doing a free giveaway. But once I get over 1,000, start making some money, maybe I can get another diesel truck. And we can do videos on that. And more giveaways and all that stuff. That's, it's the whole point. Have some fun. Enjoy trucks. That's what our channel is about. But not all is the same. Not all engines are the same. Now, I believe the new Fords, I don't know about the Chevys, and the new Rams have port and direct and fuel injection systems. 2 different injection systems. Because they're having such a problem with carbon buildup from the direct injection engines. And with the turbos on the EcoBoost and all, they had problems with chunks of carbon going through the turbo fins and just tearing them up. And other problems. So, yeah. I can't even imagine. It might be a simple design, it might not be. Some designs are simple and some are just stupid and just like more complicated than they need to be. Eventually, on this truck, I'm going to do shorty hitters. I don't want long tubes. I'd love to have long tubes, guys. Don't get me wrong. I love my neighbors, too. The shorties are going to make this thing loud enough. And eventually, I want to get true duals. That's going to be bad enough. If I do long tubes, I'm going to piss some people off. I'd rather not do that. And I don't want to be obnoxious. I love loud. It doesn't bother me, but neighbors are older. Yeah, they're kind of itchy when I start my truck up at 4:35 in the morning to go to work on weekdays. So I want to keep good neighbors. If you've got good neighbors, do your best to keep them. Because you can really get some shit-ass neighbors. But we got off topic. Look, it's a recommendation. You can do what you want. Okay, you can do what you want. It's your vehicle. Do what you want. I'm not going to tell you have to. I'm not going to hold a gun to your head. I'm not going to tell you, oh, this is the Bible. You better listen to me and you better not. No. You can do what you want. Just be aware there could be consequences down the road. Everything has consequences, good or bad. I'm just trying to make sure you guys keep your vehicle in the best shape you possibly can. Manufacturing defects, no, there's nothing you can do about that. When they show up, you just have to fix them. And it is what it is. Sometimes you get lucky and get a recall and it's covered. Sometimes you don't. That's all manufacturers. Ford, Dodge, Chevy. Toyota's having huge issues now. Honda, Subaru, it doesn't matter. BMW, Mercedes, Cadillac, whatever brands you want to point to. It's imperfect in an imperfect world made by imperfect people. And when you mass manufacture stuff, you're going to have some issues. You know, they're building, what, hundreds of thousands of these trucks every year. And then you're changing all the designs on the interior and the components and stuff. It's, you know, you're going to have problems. And I don't know how long they developed this stuff. They have proving grounds and all. Used to be like 10 years, 5-10 years. I don't know if it's that long anymore. It might be. Let me know in the comments if you know, if you work for them. I'm not going to bash on GM. I love GM. I've had Dodge. It was okay. It didn't work out. Some people, for whatever reason, own a GM and everything they get GM is junk, and then they go Dodge or Ford and it's great. Some people have Dodge or Ford and it's absolute shit. They go to GM and it's great. It just, I don't know. Everything's made for different people. I love Ford trucks. They're cool looking. They got a lot of neat things and great engines and stuff. Great technology and just nice looking trucks. Dodge, one of the best looking trucks out there, just about. And it has some great stuff, but they all have drawbacks, all have negatives. This truck's not perfect, but I love it. And as long as your truck or car hasn't left you on the side of the road, broke down, screwed over, I'd keep it. You know, you're always going to have repairs, especially as things age. It's just part of the game. But as long as you can get parts for it and all, and if you can fix it yourself, or you have a good, trusted mechanic or shop, independent shop, or even dealer that you trust and has never screwed you over, stick with them, because they're hard to find. I've got two. I'm blessed. It's hard to find one. Having two is just a godsend, because it just, from everything I've seen on videos, it just doesn't, it's rare to have one. So, and be appreciative of them, be patient. Being a mechanic is not an easy job. Nothing's easy anymore. And the politicians just make it harder. And just, yeah, I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, guys, definitely like, subscribe. If you want to disagree, that's cool. I'm not going to block you. I'll never ask you for money or anything else. I believe in freedom of speech. If you want to act stupid towards me, go ahead. Because you know what? People are going to see that and say, this person's stupid, and they're not going to want nothing to do with you. So you're just going to screw yourself. You know, everybody has moments and bad days, so I understand. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy. Next video, probably going to be a cold start. Going to do more of them as it's getting colder. It's not warm anymore like it was. / hot. Humidity's going down a lot. And we're supposed to get rain today, but it hasn't happened yet. And that was supposed to happen 3 hours ago, so I don't know. Anyway, guys, especially you guys in Florida, I hope you're safe. I hope everyone's well. Hurricanes suck, but just where I live, you know, you don't like snowstorms, don't live here. You don't like hearing hurricanes or flooding, there's places in Florida you might not want to live. It's just the name of the game. It's like Oklahoma or Alabama, other areas that are prone to tornadoes. You live there, you have to deal with it. And you have to be prepared that it's going to happen. It's an inevitability. Florida's always had hurricanes. Always will. Unless we have another ice age or something. Then everybody's going to be, yeah. We don't want that, but, you know, I enjoy summer, so. Anyway, guys, hope you all are safe. To the people who died in that and all, my heart goes out to you. May God be with you. It sucks. They're bad events. Been out in them. They're not fun. They're cool to watch as far as how they form and all that stuff, but they're not cool when they destroy things, and that's what they do. They're weather events. They'd have no conscience. It is what it is. So y'all stay safe out there. Enjoy your vehicle. Driving is absolute blast. I love driving. I appreciate driving. Even though there's a lot of dumb drivers out there that aren't paying attention, that's why I'll go over another video, but I have a dash camera. It's not hooked up right now. I'll hook it back up in the morning. But yeah. Love y'all. Have a great day. I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Peace out.